G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, bit cool. Down the southern and down the east coast of Australia, probably from Brisbane into Stanthorpe and down slightly west of the coast. Look, they've had a cold blast come through and they've had record snows and perhaps not record snows, but snows where they haven't had any in years. And I see on the TV this morning it's been 10 years since it snowed in some of the areas. So for you fellas down south, you Aussies down south, you'll be feeling it. Yeah, you'll be bloody out there splitting wood and buggering around trying to keep warm. But look, looks like we're going to be 21 in Bundaberg today. And look, that's a bit cool for us. And overnight we had a temperature of 6 degrees and they said it felt like 2 degrees. So Jude was out feeding the chooks this morning in the dark and just on daylight, and she says, oh, there's a bit of a frost outside. So up at the house here, look, we get a frost here a couple of times a year maybe, and so I went out and I thought, oh, I've got some nice spuds growing, potatoes and you know, cauliflower and brassicas and things growing out the back. I better go and have a look. Well, and sometimes if your veggies get frosted and you can get on there and give them a really good water, it melts any ice and all that before it actually, the sun comes up and burns it. So yeah, this morning I got the hose out and look, it was just a tittle coming out the end. It must have been half frozen, and as I just let it run for a little while, and as it started running, it started getting better and better and better, so it was okay in the end. So pardon me. So the yeah, and that's bloody cold for us. I can't remember that happening in the past, but I suppose it has. So it's a lovely clear sunny day today, and there's a sneaky breeze there though. It's still a bit of mother-in-law's breath hanging around, and yeah, it's just a bit chilly. In the Bundy Bear Shed little machine shop up here, I've had the heater on. I've had the aircon on reverse to warm things up a bit. That's why I don't have a coat on. You go outside, you feel like you need a coat. And look, it's been nice weather anyway. A bit windy. On Friday, I came home about 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, and it was blowing its ass off from the southwest, and that comes in through and hits the veggie garden, and anyway, I was watering the veggies. You know, I thought, oh, it's a nice relaxing job after a week's work, water the veggies, and well, this bloody gust, it was like a little whirly bird come through, and yeah, broke a few tomatoes off and broke a couple of Jude's climbing beans and peas, I think. And but yeah, it actually oh geez, yeah, we had banana leaves from down the bananas blowing through and everything. And look, it was only for a minute, and yeah, she chopped a few things off. So today I'll have to get down there and do that. Saturday, my mate Paulie come out and we mucked around with his little Austin, had a look at that. Then he's got a shipping container on my place here, and the deal was that he just keeps tidy around it. Well, the bugger, he's gone and tidy. He whippersnipped around me shed and all that. And so then I looked at it and I thought, geez, I didn't realise that it was getting so bloody untidy. So anyway, that got the ball rolling, and I've cleaned one side of the door, and I've got some drums out. I've still got some to do today, hopefully. And yeah, we'll get onto that, and we'll probably actually try and tidy around the shed a little bit. Yeah, you don't realise it gets so untidy. Back when I moved out of the shed that got flooded, when we sold that off, and I was getting ready to put a tenant in there, yeah, we had a heap of stuff there, and Justin, the bloke that bought the business office, when he moved out, anything he didn't want, he just left there. So left us a bit of a job to clean up, but look, that's okay. So a lot of the stuff, you know, we're on a timeline. A lot of the stuff I just took from the shed and I'd park it out the front of my shed here and go and get another load, and with all intentions of dealing with that later. But yeah, it just didn't happen. I don't know, lazy bastard, eh? I got fixing tractors and things and didn't get to it. But and yesterday, if you remember, quite a few stews ago now, we went down to Pomona, and Pomona Rick's place, and he got a new second-hand lathe off his sister's property, and anyway, we went camping with him down at Coona, which is about 30 k's south of Bundaberg, probably a month ago now, maybe a little bit more. And anyway, him and his Rick and Tracy and his daughter Kylie and Clinton and their young fella, they were down camping at Coona this weekend. So yeah, he messaged me on Friday and said, "Oh, what are you doing? You want to come down for a yarn?" And so yesterday we packed up and took a picnic down there, and oh, look, it was nice. Didn't do any filming really down there. We got talking and drinking beer and eating prawns and things like that. Jude makes this Mexican dip, and we've never met anyone yet that doesn't like it. And it was good. And so yeah, we had a few beers, and then Rick said, "Oh, they'd set some crab pots, some up in Coona Creek," and so we thought, "Oh well, we'll go for a drive to them and grab the pots." And so off we went, 2 cars, and went up there. We got up the end near Coona Creek, and you go up this sand dune, and the young blokes were there buggering around trying to get around it, and you go up this little sand blow, and you sort of come around and you come back out again, probably 50 metres away. But going up in there, you sort of go up and you go off camber a little bit, and it's quite loose up inside there. And Rick was telling me, he says, "You watch these young blokes," he says, "they just valve bounce these bloody Hiluxes and things like that." He said they get them and they just rev the ring off these things, and they really do. And a lot of them are in low range, just on full smoke. And anyway, I had jeans on, so to get the crab pots, Rick and Clint and Kylie, now they had to walk across the creek because they couldn't get their little boat in. So they walked across the creek and went up around the corner where they had the pots. Nothing in the pots, but anyway, so that gave me a chance to come back and just walk back 100 metres and watch these young blokes. But before that, we got a laugh out of it anyway, us old farts. And yeah, Rick says, "Here's where I was telling you about these young blokes," and there must have been bloody 20 four-wheel drive utes parked up there, and they were all having a turn, bloody, and going up. Then they wouldn't make it, and they'd back down again. And so this young bloke and his dad, they were in a looked like a 2.8 diesel MK Mitsubishi Triton, and they're whoa, and back out, and you can see them swap drivers. The old boys probably say, "Get out of there, I'll show you how to do it, young bastard." But well, he might have. We think that's what he was saying anyway. And anyway, they're all backing up, waiting for someone to have a turn. So Rick just gets his old patrol, and in he goes, and we just bob up in through there, and all these young blokes are looking, and he just poked up on through, and because there was a gap in the traffic, and he said, "What's this?" And so he just pokes up on through, and there was 5 adults in the car, and we went up around it, and anyway, the young blokes had chopped it up a bit because he'd been there the day before, and the young blokes had chopped it up a bit, so he got up there and nearly got stuck and had to back again and yeah, pop his hubs in a way, pop his front diff lock in and away, and just poked on through, and we got a bloody laugh out of it. Here's all these old blokes, young blokes, revving and roaring, bloody right up it, and here's this old fart in his Nissan Patrol wagon, and he just bloody pops up on through. But the young blokes, I think a lot of them in the sand, they thought they had to be in low range, and in sand you want a little bit of momentum, you want to keep your forward movement going, but you don't have big heaps of revs and that. So I went back and watched a couple while they were getting the crab pots, and yeah, I enjoyed watching that. But anyway, we got a laugh out of it. We're having a laugh at these old farts, and a couple of these young bastards, when we're coming out, they're fucking looking smart old bastard, but a couple of young blokes right near the exit, they knew, and they were giving us a thumbs up. But anyway, yeah, old fella showing the young blokes, so there's probably things they can show us, but yeah, it was just a funny thing. And so yeah, once we got the crab pots, we went down the other end of the beach, and yeah, we got a blowout. Yeah, oh, not a blowout as such. Yeah, all of a sudden, flap, 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 flap on the front of Rick's wagon, and yeah, there's a cut in the sidewall. Oh, probably 100 mil long, and it went down. So oh, well, he had a spare there, so he puts the jack under it, and I had the spare off the tailgate at the back and ready to go, and he jacked it up, and I pulled the spare off. And normally we'd poke the spare under the car till we put the thing on, but we thought, oh well, he was going to grab one and I was going to grab the other and just have it over in a second, sort of thing. And so we didn't put the spare under the car. Well, the bloody jack just went woof straight through the sand. And sat it on its ass. The jack disappeared, and we didn't have a block of wood under it, so he'll have one now, I bet. And anyway, these other fellas come along, and we borrowed their jack to get our jack out, and we couldn't find a block of wood anywhere on the beach to put under the jack, and so Rick ended up getting his floor mats and folding them over to give it a wider base, and jacked it up and got it on. Off we went, no harm done. But he's down a tyre today, so anyway, when he goes home he'll have to sort that, I'd imagine. And when we went down there, I gave him the Banggood micrometer set that Banggood asked me to review that I wasn't that fussed on. I took that down to Rick, and I gave them that set to him, and showed him how to set them up. And I'd set a couple of them, and just to show how accurate you could get them, and you can get them accurate. They were fine, but in Rick's instance, just say you're measuring that, and I told him, well, when you're measuring that, like if you've just got to make something this wide, and say that's round, and you've got to make something that wide, well, if you measure the old one that wide, or you go in a hole with your with your bore gauges, and that measure them with the same micrometer that you measure the other with, and if there's a slight error in the micrometer, 0.1 of a millimetre or 0.01 of a millimetre, and you're measuring with the same thing, you'll get it right anyway. So look, they'll be fine. I've got plenty mics here, so I didn't need to keep those ones. So and Rick didn't have any, so he's playing with them. One thing with those mics that I noticed was the 50 to 75 millimetre one. You have both a 50 and a 75 millimetre gauge to put in them, and so I set it up to the 75 out wide just to see, and then I brought it back in to test it, and it was 0.02 of a millimetre difference. So that really should have stayed the same. If the thread pitch was perfect, it should have just come in the same. So, but anyway, look, for like I say, for measuring something, if you measure it with the same micrometer that you use on your lathe and that, look, it's fine, and you could make it work. Most people turn with verniers anyway until they get down to the nitty gritty. The postie turned up today, the other day, Friday, Thursday, one of those days, last week, and my mate Max, he sent some stickers. Max Grant from Swan Valley Machine Shop in Perth. He's over there with Bruce, and Bruce and Greg Chester and buddy JB from Oz and those fellas. So look, I've put you over here, Max. See, we've got Harold up here, Amateur Redneck Workshop. Then there's my new sticker. Then so us pair of buggers, we're all over this side of the shop. Go and see Harold. I enjoy watching Harold. He's always up to mischief. I got Emma up here and Bruce and from Gem Trek and YouTube Machinist Group on Facebook. That's worth a look. We're all in that. Pretty well everyone that's into Facebook is probably there, I'd say. Shark River Machine, Rusty Glovebox, Lloyd. Go and have a look at Lloyd from Rusty Glovebox at the moment. He's doing this. He's making your little Deltec rock hopper mini bikes. Well, he's got a frame of that, and he's got an alternator, and he's powering he's wired just jigged with the alternator, and he's turned it into an electric motor, and pardon me, and he's made this mini bike with a belt drive. It scoots along. I see him the other day. He's changed the pulley size and all that, but yeah, he's got this little electric mini bike, and like for tractor shows, and I don't know, but I suppose Lloyd's going to take it to his car shows to scoot around through the day or whatever. And but look, great, great idea. I'm enjoying that. And I don't know how much Lloyd watches my channel. I watch his. I have fits and starts. Like I've got like 170 or 200 channels or something like that I have on my that I've subscribed to, and from time to time I go through and I remove some if they're not right up there. Your interests change a little bit over time, so I drop some off, pick some up. But yeah, look, go and see Lloyd and his little electric motorbike that he's making the motor out of a car alternator. Yeah, it's just Rusty Glove Box on YouTube. And look, it's just something interesting. Yeah, if you're a fiddler in the shed, you'll be right. Max, I see Max has got his tool post grinder mount that he's been doing all painted up over the week, so call him there. Max is reliable, he puts something out every week. Harold's got something out all the time, he's worth a look too. And I just gin around with old tractors and don't do much really, just bug around. But that was good. I've got a spare sticker. I'm working out where I'll put that. I might find a toolbox or something to put the other one on, or anyway, we'll see. He sent me two because he probably thought I'd bugger one up. Yeah, I'm on to him. Okay, business stuff. You'll see a couple of bottles here now. Yep, that's argon, and that's a little D size, and this is oxygen, a little D size. Now, I spoke a little while ago about going to Bunnings for your gas bottles, and Bunnings have a deal where you pay about $200 for your bottle as a core deposit, and then you pay for your gas. So these are from BOC, which have notoriously been dear as buggery with the rent and all that sort of thing. So I went next door, and I up on my we're in a Capricorn. It's a buying group for mechanical workshops, and they had a thing come through about BOC having their gas deals. So I had a look, and BOC gas is in Bundaberg, is right next to our shop. So I've just got to walk across the car park and go and say g'day. And they have a thing going at the moment, and for your oxygen, we'll work on the oxygen first. For the oxygen, for the small bottle, I'll hold that. Can you see that? Look, it's a little bit hard to see it. It's washing out with the white. But look, go shout yourself a look at boc.com.au, Boc gases, and go to the gas section, and this all comes up. So the deal is, for this little D size of oxygen, it's $79 a year. Now, $79 a year, hang on a sec, I've got to get my lookers on. I've got glasses everywhere. Okay, the small bottle, $79 a year. It's for low usage people, and just a hobby shop and things like that. I find I'm not using a lot of gas anymore. So low usage, ideal if you use 1 to 2 refills a year. One annual repayment of $79, and in that $79 you get a bottle of gas each year. So they were saying to get value out of it, if you still had a little bit of your bottle left and you were coming up to the year anniversary of getting your bottle, well, it certainly paid you to just take it back and do the swap, because you get your full one, because you're going to get charged $79 a year anyway. You don't have to sign a contract or anything like that so much. How they keep track of it, I'm not sure. Probably because we're in the Capricorn buying group, I didn't have to sign any papers really, just sign the papers that I was taking it. So yeah, look, your little D ones, there's no rent, no cylinder purchase, and no deposit. So if you just got a little shop and you think you would use a little D size every year, one a year roughly, $79 a year, that's probably affordable for most small shops. They have a 2-in-1. See, I use oxygen, and then I use LP gas for cutting and welding, and I mainly use it for cutting, heating axle collars, and I braze a few fittings. I don't actually do oxy welding on mild steel as such. What I mean. And but then they have a 2-in-1. If you do want to do the acetylene, you can do a bottle of oxy and a bottle of acetylene. Same deal. You have to use one refill of each a year for $187 a year, and that includes a free fill. So I've gone that way. Oh, no, I've gone just with the oxygen, I'm sorry, for $79 a year. If you want the big G bottles, they do the same. Where are we? One annual payment, yeah, low usage, ideal for 1 or 2. Yeah, you can do the same plan with the big G bottles for $179 a year. So there's no ongoing rent, but you do have to return your bottle once a year. You get a full one for the price of your plan. So at the moment, that's the cheapest I know of. It's handy for me. I can walk next door, and it's easy to use. Now, for the Mig Gas here, the argon, yeah, Argo Shield, BOC Argon Shield. The deal with that is $108 per year, and you get one free fill per year. So I took mine out just the other day. So even if I don't use that entire bottle, if I get it down, if I get it down low, and I haven't used it all up, it'll pay me. The deal is you take it back and you get a full one for your $108. But if you use this full bottle, but I mean at any time through the year, you just go back in, you pay $108. That's your bottle bought for the year. So if you have a bigger project on and you think you're going to use a bit more, yeah, you can just swap it out at any time in the year and just pay the $108 or the $79 for the oxygen. So $108 for the Argo Shield. Now, if you want to go up to the E-size bottle, they have the same deal now for $199, and the large G bottle, which that's the big tall bugger, it's $219 a year. Now, that's cheaper than the rent I was paying on my bottle that I got rid of recently. So that's a good thing. And talking to them in there, they said they will do a weekly or a daily or a weekly rental thing. So they said the cheaper thing to do is if you have a big project, say you're going to build a trailer or you've got a big job coming up, you can just go and grab a bottle and pay for 3 months or 1 month or you know, a few weeks sort of thing. So anyway, that's what I've done with the gas. I hadn't pulled the trigger on that as I just didn't have the need as yet. I have a bit of a welding job for the old man for his trolley, so that's what got me going on that. So look, that's about it for this week. I haven't been doing much with the tractors. Yeah, had a bit of a different weekend. I haven't been doing much, and you know, we had a social day and all that sort of thing. So, but I did want to tell you about the gas and tell you what was going on with that. So, but look, that's about it for this week, I think. I don't know if I'm going to get up to anything else this week. I've got a bloke coming. Yeah, you see on TV they say, 5 million people watch this TV show, and yeah, they say a particular TV show will have so many views. Well, the Nielsen people got onto me a while ago and they said, would we be interested in becoming part of that? And I said, I don't know, sounds like a pain in the arse really. But anyway, look, they said if we're involved in it, they'll give us they watch what you watch on TV more or less, and they'll give us, you know, every couple of months you get a $50 gift voucher for helping them and things like that. So I was bugger it, all right, we'll do it. So I've got the bloke coming for that today. We've got 3 TVs in the house, and they put a little box on each TV. Then the idea is when you flick your TV on, you've got another little remote and you press the button, and then that watches what you watch on TV. And of an evening, after you go to bed, it uses your internet connection, and they just send the data down to Sydney, I suppose, Sydney or Melbourne, anyway, I imagine it would be. And So they just check what you watch, and that's how they know that 500,000 people watch the footy, or you know, 1 million people watch the motor racing or something like that. So today we got the fella coming to do that. He's going to be here for 4 hours to set it all up and do that. So yeah, look, just something interesting. I'd never done it before, and I used to wonder, how do they know 200,000 watch the bloody news in Brisbane or whatever? But this must be how it works. So they're hooking that up today. The fella will be here shortly, so yeah, we'll have a look at that. That'll be something interesting just to see how we go. So okay, look, that's it for this week. Thanks for hanging around. The main thing was to tell you about the gas, and don't forget to click in and watch Max. He's buggering around. He got a couple of tractors in his life, but he sits in the shed machining, so how can you enjoy a tractor when you're machining? Alright, I'll probably pay for that. Okay, thanks everyone, we'll see you next week, and yeah, have a good one. See yous. Well, here we are up the back. I've just finished painting and sorting out the bracket and the stand for the vise. So, me and Kelly Dog here, we've been busy. But yeah, look, it works okay. It sits on the... It's just up on a pallet so I could paint the bottom and not have stuff blowing up. That yellow, that's John Deere yellow. And I just had a couple of old cans of that hanging around. It's early in the morning, I left it out to dry. I need to tidy up, just give that a light sand on the vise there. But look, it's looking good. And another thing we did was actually down the bottom here, because this channel is not exactly even, we've put a washer under each foot to pick the centre there up. And by picking the centre up, that saves any problem that we might have in the future with just a cracking of the casting, because if it's bottoming out on the bottom here, then you pull it down tight, well, you can build in trouble. But another thing I did on the weekend, I've still got a little bit to tidy up, but we've cleaned all this up. Like I had bits and pieces of rubbish sitting there from when I shifted shop like 3 or 4 years ago. I'd come home and I'd just put all the rubbish in a place and piss off quickly again. So we've got all that tidied up out the front. I used to be able to park my ute straight up in here, but I haven't been able to do it for years. So I've got a drum we're going to knock the top out of, and we'll make a scrap bin out of that. And round the back I've got another couple of 44s full of scrap metal. So yeah, so that's tidying the place up a little bit. That's what we did most of Saturday. Just mucking around the yard here and doing that. I've got the mess over there to tidy up yet, but look, that's alright, we'll get there. It's not a race.